Last month on BLINDBOX, I promised that this month would be a gaming special, showcasing people's video game collections from all over the world. But what if I lied? What if it was some kind of conspiracy to get fans of things like this to watch things like this? It would be wrong to be deceitful in that manner, which is why I feel really bad. The Disney theme park stuff, specifically Disneyland in California, was always interesting to me because it was such a multi-layered piece of pop culture. It was built in 1955, but as you go through it, it's like you would find layers of each era still kind of lingering around the park. That's something that in my early 20s I discovered to be really interesting and fascinating. Disney will sell anything to anybody, and there's no greater evidence of that than actually going into a Disney park to see what they've got. Ugnaught? $100 Ugnaught? Why even make this? We're gonna have to do things a little bit differently for this episode. To see my Disney collection, you're gonna need to come into my home. One of the first things you notice at my house is a hallway full of original 1986 posters for the Star Tours ride at Disneyland. But when you pass through the doors of my bedroom, you'll find a poster from the Disneyland Railroad and the Grand Canyon diorama. Amidst all the other crap you can find in my room, there's little statues like this. These are actually characters from the Haunted Mansion, from the stretch paintings in the first room that you go in. Right above my bed is some original artwork of the Blue Bayou Lagoon. In Pirates of the Caribbean, this is kind of the precursor area that you float through. It's meant to be kind of the swamp or the bayou or whatever, and there's a restaurant tucked away in the middle of it. Of course, every fall at Mega64 game days, we buy these Vinylmation figures, which are little plastic vinyl figures that are blind box, and you never know which one you're gonna get. It's fun to get these with a big group of people, and then trade, and then yell and rage about which one you got, which one you didn't want, and which one you're just gonna throw at somebody when you walk away. Right next to where I sleep is this rare Mark Davis artwork of an unbuilt ice cave ride, where you were gonna float through and see all these freaky ice princesses and an ice queen and polar bears eating ice cream or some shit like that. I don't know, either way, but the artwork looks like some kind of Zelda dungeon. Shit rules. This is one of my favorite things I have. It's a program for the original Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln show. And you could see this is from after they moved it from the World's Fair over to California. You could see in the bottom corner. It was one of the first shows ever to have a human animatronic in it. And I've always found it kind of historically interesting for that reason. The bathroom area almost has the most Disney stuff of all. I mean, there's the porcelain rocket to the moon from the 60s, and there's a statue of Uti, which is a tiki god that used to be outside the tiki room. I say used to be because around the year 2000, I think about 40 years after it was built, this is the one tiki god that was above the walkway, and it rotted and fell and almost crushed a bunch of children beneath it. So I thought that was worth, having a statue of. This is a detailed model of the house of the future. This house used to be near the center of Disneyland, and back in the 60s, it showcased all kinds of crazy technology and stuff that they thought would actually be in a house of the future back then. They actually made the house out of plastic and said that it was quote-unquote invincible, which ended up being really funny because when they tore this house down years later, the wrecking ball bounced off the exterior. It literally was invincible. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Oh, and this lights up. Did you see that? It lights up. As you take a dump, you'll find yourself spending some great moments with Mr. Lincoln. But not only will you find this fine historical art, you'll also look below to see a pilot certificate from the Mark Twain steamboat. That's right, if you ask or somehow get into the pilot seat of the Mark Twain steamboat, they'll give you one of these certificates saying that you were the captain for the day. Here's a replica of a sign that you'll find right by the City Hall on Main Street. The rest of my bathroom is Pirates of the Caribbean themed. Here's some original Mark Davis artwork of the redhead, and over here, some artwork of them trying to get that key away from the dog, plus I actually hung up some of the keys next to them. Here's the original poster of the ride, some other various artwork of Treasure, and somewhere in here, these these guys playing chess. And on the toilet, that's an actual pistol, a Pirates of the Caribbean era musket. And this is the kind of gun you used to be able to buy outside the ride, before they required every kid's toy gun to be like purple and green or whatever. And then above the door, there's some other stuff. Yeah, pretty much all for all, my bathroom is almost 100% Pirates of the Caribbean themed. Pretty cool, huh?
Let's hear more, everybody! Girl power! Oh, no!
All right, today I'm at the house of a very interesting guy in the Disney community, collector, connoisseur, whatever you want to call it. We're about to go to his house and see his collection. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Hey.
What's happening? This guy, your name is Guy.
My name is Guy Selga.
Guy Selga, that's right. You might have seen him on Twitter. You might have seen him on your bookshelf because he is, what do you do exactly? What's your job?
I'm co-author of The Unofficial Guide to Disneyland. It's a book in all the bookstores and Amazon and all that. It's a comprehensive guide to the Disney theme parks here in California. We also make one about Disney World. I don't write for that one, so don't worry about that.
Okay.
Unofficial Guide to Disneyland. Yeah, this is the living room. We got all our attraction posters up. Not really too much into the animation or anything like that, but like the theme parks, Disneyland, World, Tokyo Disneyland.
I walked in and he was like, "Do you want to see the Disney room?" And it was like, "What? This isn't the Disney room? Like what? Like how is it not the Disney room?" Anyway, but you have a Disney room, right?
I have a Disney room. It's my office / library, so let's go in there. Yeah, you know, I work from home, so I needed a place where I could go and work and just be like surrounded by Disney. So this is just all the stuff that was passed on from my grandma and mom and other stuff that I've just accumulated over the years.
Oh my gosh. That's a lot of stuff. So what do you think what's the most like impressive Disney stuff that you have? Like what are you the most proud that you own?
I don't collect any of the big expensive stuff, you know, not a lot of big collectibles. I have a couple, but I'm mostly into like stuff nobody else cares about, because that means I can get it super cheap. So I like, you know, old fast food wrappers, napkins, you know, stuff like that. And I have a bunch I can show you.
Okay, yeah, show me.
So
you really aren't kidding.
So this right here is like one of my prized possessions. It's almost a full collection of the 35 Years of Magic Disneyland like fast food set. So I got the cup, I got a fry holder,
wow,
I got napkins, and then down here I pulled these out. I got the churro wrapper. I don't have the hamburger wrapper yet. So if you have the hamburger wrapper, hit me up on Twitter.
Just tweet at him. Get that. You got to get that wrapper going. So did you really order these things from eBay? Like, is that how you did it?
Some of them are from eBay. Some of them I've saved from over the years.
Oh,
like some of these cups I've had, but yeah. I mean, yeah.
Wait, so some of these you actually saved
for sure.
Decades.
Yeah.
Wow. Why save the cups and wrappers and stuff? Like, what is it about those things specifically?
I mean, I don't know. I was an only child. I didn't have any friends or anything, so I just like had my fast food wrappers and napkins from Disneyland.
All right, fair enough.
Like I said, everything I get is pretty cheap. This was definitely under $5.
Oh, okay.
Probably like $2 or $3.
Good deal. Good deal. So what is it specifically about? Like, why the interest in Disneyland? What is the big thing about Disneyland? Why do you still like it after all these years? Do you still like it after all these years? Are you tired of it? Or what do you think?
I love it. It's just a nice escape from the the world, and it's nice. It's like walking into a movie. It's fun. You know, all my friends are there. It's just a great place to go and it's expensive, sure, but living in Southern California, Los Angeles area, everything's expensive here.
Yeah.
It costs $50 to fill the car, $20 to go to a movie. So to get an annual pass to Disneyland, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. No, I feel you on that. So what is it? So real quick before I want to show some more of your collection stuff like that. But what exactly is your day-to-day job? Like, you obviously you write for this book, and you do stuff for their website, right?
Yeah.
Look. So for the Touring Plans website, right? Is that
touringplans.com? Yeah.
Touringplans.com. Okay. You're actually at like Disneyland and stuff. Aren't you there like multiple days a week? Like, are you there? Are you still like that? Or are you doing like 3 or 4 days a week? Or
Yeah, I go
often?
like 2 to 4 days a week, just depending on what's needed of me. So we do like we do analytics of the park.
Yeah.
So like crowd patterns, we want to help people go where other people aren't.
Sure.
And we want to help people wait the least amount of time in line as possible.
Sure. Okay. But like, so going that often, I mean, are you just like, is there anything that you're like over, or do you still like it, or because it's your job, are you burnt, or what? Like,
I mean, I love it, and going there, in work mode is a little bit different than when I'm going with some friends.
Sure.
And we're just gonna go relax and eat and whatever.
Sure. But that's crazy, man. I can't imagine that, because like, I go fairly often, but fairly often for me is like once every couple weeks, like that's kind of like, man, if I was going so many days, I don't know what I would think. Is there anything you don't like doing anymore? Is there anything that's like, all right, I'm over this?
When I leave this job, if I ever leave this job, I will probably never ride Soarin' again. I'm just totally over it. Other than that, though, like, there's some things, like, food-wise in the parks that
Sure.
I don't want to eat anymore. Like, I never want to see another Disneyland French fry ever again.
Sure.
But other than that, no, I'm pretty good on the parks.
Are you, just real quick, just talking about the Disney food thing, and we'll get off the subject. Are you pro-turkey leg or anti-turkey leg?
I've had it once, so I'm not really anti, but I don't get the big hype around it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on the record here. I am anti. I think it is disgusting, and I had it once, and it was like an old hot dog in a football.
It tasted like ham.
Yeah.
It tasted like ham.
It tasted like ham, and the girl I was dating at the time who was there, she got one, and all the grease spilled out of the bag and onto her purse, and it wrecked her purse. So, Disney, you owe her a purse. Contact her. There you go.
This one's from even earlier, from the 60s.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
You're kidding.
crazy stuff. Oh yeah, I got something
Damn.
else from the 60s, from the 1964 World's Fair, a napkin from Progress Land, what you may know as Carousel of Progress in Disney World.
Yeah. Wow. So you got a napkin.
Yeah.
Where did you get? And so where did they have that? Where'd you get that?
There's this collector's show every year called Disneyana. They've been
Okay.
going for like, I don't know, 30 years now or something.
Yeah.
And they still do it. It's in a hotel around Disneyland around its birthday every year.
Okay.
And so some guy was selling that, and I said, I have to have that.
Wow.
'Cause it's not the only napkin I have framed.
Yeah.
And,
Oh.
I got these two Epcot. This one's kind of interesting. It's like a door hanger thing. It says, I'll be there when the night ignites.
Whoa.
It's phantasmic. So
Okay.
they had this saying all over SoCal,
Yeah.
on all the billboards and
Yeah.
newspapers and everything. And then like when they had all that up, the LA riots started.
Oh no.
And they were like, we need to take down all that stuff.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. In terms of rarity, not in terms of value. Let's see if I can get this up without freezing. This is a button. I don't know, a button assembly from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Play It.
Wait, so there was a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire attraction, right?
Yeah. And you would go in the audience, and everybody had these in their seats, and they would ask like, put the planets in order that are closest from the sun or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like CBAD. And then the
Okay.
person to do it quickest would get to go down to the hot seat.
Yeah.
And then if you got to 1 million, you got a free Disney cruise.
Wow.
Yeah.
You really would.
Yeah. So I got in the hot seat twice, and I got to 32,000 each time. They give you little pins for each level that you get to. So I got into 32,000 twice, and I failed each time.
Oh, come on.
Whatever.
How long was the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire attraction in Disneyland?
Like 2 years.
So it was California Adventure, not Disneyland, right?
Yeah, like 2002 or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even think it was there that long.
Yeah. Back when Main Street Electrical Parade was first retired, they were like, we're going to sell the lights off the thing from the last show.
Oh my gosh, no kidding.
Yeah, and so...
That's actually from the parade.
Yeah. So they found a way to sell little Christmas lights for $20. You know? So Videopolis was like something they did in the mid '80s to be like more hip towards like kids. So they took the Fantasyland Theater and they made it into like a hot teen dance club. And they put up a bunch of video monitors, and they would play music videos and have like a dance club. And then like they would get like actual performers to come and perform there. Like
Really?
Oingo Boingo did a show there.
Really?
Yeah, a bunch of other like actual people. So this is just like a promotional record from the opening. It has the Videopolis theme song.
Whoa. It has a theme song?
Yeah.
Do you know how it sounds?
It's like funky 80s, like new wave stuff.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so what do we got here? These are some of the records and stuff?
Yeah, you know, again, keeping with stuff that's cheap to collect. We got a bunch of vinyl records. Got some of the classics, Hall of Presidents, Epcot, America Sings, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Really like this one, the Louis Armstrong. That's a Japanese release.
Wow.
So and then it's got, look at that logo, look at that Buena Vista Records logo.
Wow, this Fanta sound.
So
it
dope.
sounds like a game.
Yeah.
So this kind of proves like you don't even really need to break the bank. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars to have a cool Disney collection.
No. I mean, a lot of people, they got those big statues and whatever, and that's cool. That's not for me though. I want the cheap stuff.
Yeah.
And I want a lot of it.
But it doesn't look like it costs you that much to get like some cool, historically cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's not like all this stuff is just crap you bought that from a week ago. This is all stuff from the 60s and 70s and things like that. Like Disney fortunately, I guess, made enough stuff to where it's not like the hardest thing to find.
Yeah, that's what's awesome because, you know, like these records and a lot of the other stuff, they make millions of them because they wanted to promote the park.
Yeah, exactly. So that's pretty cool, actually. That's the one thing. Like, if you're into that, it's not that hard to find. You were showing me in the living room over there. You had like a Lego set, like Ghostbusters. That's probably more expensive than any of the Disney stuff you have over here, right?
Yeah, like 5 times more expensive.
Yeah, Legos. Why are Legos so expensive? Lego, if you're watching this, fix that. And I know people are going to get upset because I said Legos. Oh, wait, that's not how you pluralize it. It's just Lego.
They're going to tweet you now.
They're going to tweet me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what? Tweet away. Tweet all night because I ain't Legos with a Z. Anyway, but no, that's cool. Like like I said, kind of proves you don't need to break the bank to have a cool Disney collection, and you proved it because you got like churro wrappers.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if that was an insult or a compliment, but take it for what it is. Thank you for watching, and thank you for letting us check this stuff out. Let us know once you buy a ride vehicle, otherwise we will not be back. Okay, take it easy. Goodbye.